Hi, I'm Jill Johnson.
And I'm Bjorn Johnson. Welcome to your weekly dose of goat.
Hi, I'm Freddie Bexell. I'm the head chef here at Al Johnson's. And today I'm going to show you how to make our Swedish meatballs. Våra svenska köttbullar. We're going to start with chopping up our onions and our breadcrumbs. Secret blend of our breadcrumbs. Just kind of chop it up so it's a nice consistency. We don't have any chunks of onions in there. Now it's time to actually just mix the meatballs. We have ground beef, our onion and breadcrumb mix, our secret seasoning, some eggs, and we put it in our big mixer. And each batch is 60 pounds of ground beef. And in the summer, we do anywhere between 8 and 10 batches a week. Start mixing it. Slowly start adding our onion and bread mix. Add our seasoning. Couple minutes before we add our eggs, and finally our eggs. We'll mix this about 5 to 10 minutes. Just wait for it to have a nice consistency. It's starting to stick together. Well, as you can see at the back of the menu, we do between 225,000 and 250,000 meatballs a year. Yeah, as you can see, it's sticking together really well.
We were in here one night and I was messing around waiting for my father to close up, and unbeknownst to me I knocked a towel inside the meatball machine. The next morning when they turned on the meatball machine, well, the towel bound up the propellers in there and it sheared a pin. Well, the company has since been out of business, so nobody knew how to fix the meatball machine. Well, Al was fit to be tied. He wanted to know who put the towel in there. But he had more important things, and that was to get the meatball machine fixed. We had about 6 people back here rolling meatballs by hand, the old-fashioned way. He picked up the machine and brought it down to our local mechanic, and it was Loreen Lagerquist. Everybody called him Loggy. And he was an old Swede, and he took the whole thing apart with his heavy Swedish accent. He says, well, look at that. There is a pin just like an outboard motor. I can fix that. I'll make a new one. And he did, and we had that machine running in about a half an hour. Then I admitted it was me when things cooled down.
I'm just gonna keep pushing it down so you don't get any air pockets in there. Run a couple through before you get the right size.
Up until about 1963, we did these by hand. Until a gentleman came in here and saw my grandmother rolling them. And so they make a machine for that. So he borrowed us the machine for 1 week, and then he took it away. A day later, my grandmother made my father buy the machine. So it's been around a while.
Obviously, this being Al's mother's recipe, Rolf's grandma's recipe, and every Swede has their own little recipe, little secret ingredients. Obviously, we have our own little secret ingredients that we can't share with you.
This was the original recipe since we opened the restaurant in 1949. So I know if you go to Sweden, which I used to go visit my grandmother over there on my mother's side, and she made hers quite differently. She had a mixture of pork in hers, where we use 100% beef. I've had the pleasure of having dinner at Freddie's house, and he also uses pork with his. Which meatballs are best depends on which table you're sitting at.
That's what they look like after 7 minutes. Just brown the outside. For a minute to drain them off a little bit. Just kind of shake them off, get some of the fat off them. And we put them right into our pans. Put it in the cooler, and then we're ready when we need more. We pour gravy on them and put them back in the oven.
Remember, we've only cooked these just enough to brown them on the outside. Now we'll cover this in foil. And bake that at 350 degrees, about 3 hours.
And that's it. That's how we make our Swedish meatballs. Våra svenska köttbullar.
Thanks for watching this episode of your weekly dose of goat.
See you next week, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And most important, stay safe out there.